Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the UK Inspired Rail Network. And yes, I still need to do some bits to this, and I haven't done them yet, but we will get them done, I promise. So as you've probably already gathered, I still haven't done any work back there. That's simply because I just run out of time and I've got a lot of different editing projects going on at the same time. I'm also sort of doing some other bits and bobs as well. I'm also trying to stack up a few bits of content for while I'm away for a couple of weeks, so you guys still have something to watch and something still pops. So I've got a few things in the pipeline as well. It's very likely that I'll get the edit done on the Heathrow Junction to Reading connection and beyond sort of finished and reworked before I leave, and then I'll probably leave some sort of like quick conversation video or something for you, just a quick update as well while I'm away. That's kind of the plan anyway, just so we can see sort of a progress report today, or at least in this episode. What we're going to do is we're going to do the Didcot station and junction, or start that as well. As you can see with the sort of the tree, the forest ground, I've kind of marked where I want it. In an ideal world, and this is where it would be nice, in an ideal world, I'd like this map to be wider. If this was wider, we could have this up here at a better angle. This is going to be really tight, and I'm a little bit sad about this, but this is the best I could do it. The other option is I went further north with it, but the further north, because of the orientation and the curvature, the further north I want, the more vertical this line would be, and I want to keep some sort of horizontal sort of shape to the line as well, simply because the way the station and then the junction and then the sort of bypass junction as well, or bypass line as well, and then the freight in between. So I'm kind of going for the junction itself being close enough to the right shape more than the approach is, and how close it is to Reading as well, which is, yeah, it's just the way it is, I guess. It's just the way and the best I could do it. I sat here, looked at it for a while, and I think this is the best we're going to get from it. I've had a look on Google Maps and Open Rail, and because it's got some nice bits in there that I'd want to use as well, it's kind of it may be something that I make in a separate map as well. I had a look at Didcot. I thought, well, why haven't I never sort of attempted to sort of make this or a version of it, that kind of thing. I get a lot of inspiration on my my secondary builds, cab ride builds, stream builds from sort of real life stations. Then I generally soup them up a little bit or make them a little bit more efficient and maybe modernize them, which I'm sure a lot of Network Rail would like to do on the real railways as well, but I take a lot of inspiration from them because they are, in this country, the more and more I've sort of followed this build and more I've looked at more of our railway stations in this country, we're very lucky. We have some very, very amazing characteristics to railways and their surroundings and how they fit into the environment in this country. It's truly incredible. And I think that's what sort of I take my inspiration from. Like, wow, that just sits into that environment, and that it looks like it belongs there. And the way there's, everything on the shrubbery, because they've been there that long, some of them, all the trees have grown around them, and they just look like they belong. And it is amazing, despite how much probably they need modernizing in this day and age. They just, we're very lucky in this country. All our railway stations, many of them, even some of the modern ones, have just, there's something about them, and it's something very British about them that you make you go, wow, like they just look cool, and they do make you want to recreate them. And I think that's what brings the addiction to these types of games. And I've gone on this really deep tangent now and kind of got a little bit passionate about it. Maybe I should have saved that for a live stream and talked to you then and gauged your replies, but it doesn't really matter. We're in it now and I'm feeling it. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to attempt a little bit of Didcot station, build out the railway a little bit. The station itself's pretty basic, but it's more about the surrounding junctions around it and trying to get this curvature right on here as well. My mics might sound a little bit different today. That's simply because I had to remove a board that I had a soundboard behind my monitors, because I'm in this room. I mean, it's got really high ceilings. I've been here about a year now, and I need to work on I might even move my desk, because I need to sort of enclose my sounds, and it doesn't matter what filters and how I set up my filters on my mic. I can't, because of the high ceilings, it's just killing it. And so my mic, depending on different levels, might sound a little bit louder today. I'm not quite sure. I'll test that in the recording, but apologies if it does, but we're doing the best we can with what we got. Yeah, so let's Didcot Junction it, shall we? So here's what I'm thinking. I'm putting Didcot Station about here. And what we're going to do is we're going to curve that line there and have the bypass line there. Because I need to, I'm sort of very, very aware of this outside line on Reading. Now, for you, there wasn't a brief pause, but for me, there was. And I've just sort of cut them together. I've decided I'm going to put the station actually here because there's a few bits on the exit of Reading that I want to add. So I want to give myself more space. So what we are going to do is we are going to do what I didn't want to do and go slightly vertical. And we're just going to work with what we've got. I'm just going to kind of build it out and then see how it goes. So what we're going to do is we're going to build the outside, sort of outermost station first, and we're going to work our way in. I am in this build looking at this station. I think we're just going to go with sort of the King's Cross sort of style platforms on this one. Yeah, we are. And we're going to go for a 240 meter long station as well. So let's find that then. That is this one. And we're going to go, like I said, 240 meters. And I'm lying, I think. No, I'm not. This is going to be fine. And we're going to spin that around. And we're going to place that about... and I need this high speed. There we go. About there. That's giving me enough space to connect and do those as well. What I'm going to do is when I redesign this area here, is we're going to bring that in. I'm going to connect that. I'm probably going to shove this over a little bit. And then I want to put another station in here. Just, you know, I think before this junction, I think there needs to be a mini station there. I've also, like I've said a million times in the last 3 videos, I need to get this in here as well. So that's why I'm going to shaft it all along. I'm going to delete all this back and we're going to go backwards here. That's what I'll do. And it's likely that what I will do as well, and I might time lapse it. We might return to the time lapse on this connection here. So I'm going to build this out and sort of aim it where I want and then do the bypass around this. On here, I might bring this round. I've got a junction to send off down here. And there's a few buildings in that I want to add in. So we're going to try and, you know, I will do the best I can to connect these two in the most realistic way I can. I mean, they're well off right now. They are so off. It's unbelievable. But we will do something about it at some point. Actually, you know what? Looking at that, I'm going to give myself more space. We're going to go here. There, we're gonna go here because this side, it doesn't matter. We can we can work with this side. It's more about that side and giving myself maximum space. In fact, I'm actually gonna do this. No, I'm gonna do this. No, I'm gonna do. No, I'm gonna do. I know I am. I'm gonna do this. Oh no, I'm actually gonna do that because I can work with that and I can, you know, that's better. Yeah. Gives me loads of space then. Beautiful. I started off there. I've ended up here. It's when I you know, when you place things, it just, you know, it gives you that thing, better perspective. This is then going to curve up here, head up north. We're going to sort of curve this off that way. And then the other line will sort of, what I would do is I'll put it along, what I might do is put it along the edge and sort of drift it off. And then there is a junction that sort of comes in like that. So we'll work with that. It's more about I want to sort of put the buildings in between, so I'm not overly bothered what happens to the left here because we're not going to use it. I might slowly just put the line in the edge, just slowly submerge it so we can have a train that turns back, that heads up there. But that's the best we're going to get from that, I think. Yeah, I think, and I'm overthinking this now. That is it. So we're going to stick this in. We're going to build this, and we'll go from there. I've completely lost myself on my map. King's Cross. I'm going to go to the platforms. I'm going to put one extra platform here. I do wish that these weren't as far away from each other. High speed. And we're going to put that there. Then we're going to put that there, and there. Platform. So we need high speed there. I don't know why I did that. I have no idea why I did that. High speed in here. You know what would be really nice if the filter... No, I don't. I still want platform. What am I doing? It'd be nice if the filter actually had like your last used... like, you know, like, so your top most used sort of filter. So that way you didn't have to travel around all the different bits and bobs. And then we'll do this here. Yeah, we can work with that. I'll do that. Lovely jubbly. And then because we've got like a lot of a lot of sidings on here. We do have the line that comes around the outside. So let's build the lines that are around the outside of this station first. So we're going to leave that pretty bare. We're going to leave that like that. We can do the coverings and bits and bobs afterwards. Are these all electrified? They are not. They are not. So the only lines that are electrified are the actual lines leaving. So let's get this right first, shall we? I'm going to electrify that middle track. There's a middle track there that doesn't look electrified on Google Maps, but looks electrified on Open Rail because it is a line. So high speed. Let's see what we can do. High speed. You are the line that's going to go off into the distance there, and then you are going to wrap there. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. You come away. More space. You're going to come out here like that. A switch here. That to there. That's better. We're going to bring that switch back actually a little bit because we need to... We're going to bring that switch back and we're going to move you a little bit. You actually do come out here like that. Where are we? Out there. And then you sort of follow. If we do that. Lovely. And then what does this outside line do? You just go into there. Like so. Lovely. And then we kind of have 3 lines. On the side, we have a non-electrified. And then what I want to do is I want to electrify this middle one. And I'm going to sort of build everything off that. So that this is sort of like how I want to kind of do it. I think this is electrified. I could be absolutely completely wrong. And then you just come round. Yeah. And then you go all the way around. If we just put you together with that there, and then there is a switch here like that. Actually, this is actually sort of come together a little bit better than I thought. The only problem I have is now we need to go to non-electrified. You need to come into there, but at the same time you need to do that. That's fine. There we go. Another non-electrified. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to create a space between this because otherwise it's just going to look like a big jungle of tracks. We're going to do that. And give myself a little bit more space to work with. If I do, because this can be all the if that does that, that'll be fine. How am I going to do this? Because I want some sort of I do want trains to use this. Right, let's extend this. I might have to build like a freestyle. Oh no! Oh my god! I nearly did it! I nearly did it! I caught myself though. I caught myself. Right, what I'm thinking is I can slide into this. Let me see. Right, buildings. Right, track count. How many should we put in here? One. Let's do 4. Let's do 5. And this will be heavily my way. Let's do that. And I want bull. Do I want bullhead or do I want wooden? Just maybe wood. I'm not sure what I've used on different, but let's do wooden. And then I want to, length is fine, track gaps is fine. And what we're going to do is we're going to slot this in, trying to create the same sort of radius as I have got on this. No catenary. Because then we can use these then. There. Did I want that as freight or passenger though? Freight by the looks of things, yeah, freight. Yeah, I kind of wanted that one on that one. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I have a plan. Nobody panic. That's actually worked out quite nice. Yeah, we'll do that. I can do this. Should I have just made that high speed? Does that just look ugly because it's different, or should we keep it? I don't know. It's the way this transitions here. I'm not a big fan of. I'm just going to extend this a little bit more. I've got to try and... It's because it kind of opens out all in the middle of this. It's crazy. I'm going to have to do this my own way. I'm going to have to do it my own way because this is not going to work. The tracks are all the wrong way around. If you're wondering why I'm bumbling on, the tracks are all the wrong way around. So we're just going to have to do it my way. That'll have to go into there like that. Yeah, this is going to take some serious, like, work. I'm going to get the bypass line. I'm not even going to get the bypass line done today. I'm not, because I need to have a look at the rest of the freight access, because there's a whole nother bit. So I'm going to do that. Because there's a whole other bit here, and there's lots of building work here, and then the bypass line goes around that, and there's some buildings in between. But we're sort of going to start with this, and we're going to get sort of the exit and the directional exit sort of done, and creating the space. Yeah. So then that comes into there. Yes. So we're going to get that going. We're going to start creating the space. Let's make the space, and then. This might be some of the little bits and bobs I do off camera, and then we do like a review. So if we drag this one, I might change that to high speed, you know, just to make it look a bit prettier. We drag that up to like that, and then bring you into there, and then make you non-high speed. That gives us all the entry we need, and then bring this one up next to it. Just bring you into there like that, because then some of these come to dead ends. Actually, they all come to dead ends. That's fine. They all come to dead ends. So let's just whoop, and I can put some assets on these. I'm going to change that to high. That sort of this bit here. I'm going to change it to high speed. Pop that into there. And then you just run up alongside. And then we will wait there, because that's when just after that, the bypass hits it. That will wrap. Will create a nice sort of curvature on that. That's actually come out all right. That's all right. It's not anything like it should be, but it's as best as we can get it right now. But it looks okay. Do a little dead end there. I think I'm going to high speed that. It's either high speed that, or I would all the rest of the track that's not on it. I want to create as much space as I can between this to fill this area. We've got to fill it with a lot of stuff. There's a carriage display in there. There's all sorts. Is that a little... Oh, there's a little old turntable in there. Oh, we've got to find one of those, guys. We've got to find one of those and put that in there. There's a little old turntable in there, in the middle. I'm going to put a picture now for you guys in the edit right now. Look at the little turntable. Look at it. Oh, we've got it. We have to do that. We have to do that. Oh, the exit's really simple, like the entry or the exit, whichever. The other way is really simple. We can actually just... do that. That way it gives us lots of space for the bypass as well. So we'll start working on getting this out. So this one's... Yeah, so we can just go straight down with this and head in towards ready. Now, I'm going to bend it away a little bit because I want to create some space. Like that. And our other one... Yep, they just come out alongside, so we can just do that. Which gives us loads of room. Absolute loads of room. And I want the middle one here, so I can base it all off that. It gives us absolutely loads of room to... I can't get my words out. Loads of room to get our sort of the bypass done and the bits in between, which is really cool. That goes in there, and then we've got some lineage that sort of travels off this. That goes into our middle bit. That is really cool, that is. And then we do have a switch here. There. That's actually worked out quite nice. That actually looks pretty good, you know. I actually put these together pretty quickly. The curvatures, I'm really happy with that and the style of it. Like the way it's come out. I'm not so sure about this. I will walk away and have a little think about if I want this to be wood or concrete high speed. I'm not sure. It's a toss-up. Do I change all of that to that, or do I keep all of that to that? I don't know. It is a serious toss-up, that. I mean, at least we got that there, so we can simulate some freight stop there. We could do some line connections. Maybe I should have made this actually connectable. I'll make a decision on that anyway. Anyway, that's the beginnings of Didcot. I know we haven't got the bypass there because I don't want to put it in, because I want to build out this middle bit first. So what I'm going to do This is the plan, because I'm in a bit of a pickle now, because I've got a lot of I've got a lot of in-betweeny bits to do. I'm going to leave that as it is. I'm going to come back over here over the course of this weekend, or whatever weekend this might be for you. To me, it's totally different. But the next bit I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here. I'm going to work on this, and then I'm going to make my way back that way. And then I'm going to fill it all in and get it working. So the next video you will see on this will be this changed, this all changed, this all connected, and this all connected. So what we'll do is we'll show you that, and then I'll set off some trains as well. We'll get some trains going, and we might even set off some planes. I might do that. I might surprise you with something else in between, because something else has just popped in my head, but I'm not going to tell you because it would just confuse the situation even more. I've also got a toolbox video that I want to finish as well. However, time is of an essence. I don't have much left, and I'm working a lot this week as well, but we will get some done. Anyway, the beginnings of Didcot Parkway, junction and station. The beginnings. I've also got to work out, oh my God, I've also got to work out where that goes as well, because I want to put the warehouses and bits and bobs in here. So we might just travel this up right up the edge and then sink it under and have some sort of turn back underground. Yes, underground station there, simulating where it would have gone, even though the direction's not quite right. But we fit it in. I fit it in with the amount of space I've got, and then I can just put trees here and maybe some big buildings, so when you're in the taxi ride, you don't see just the vastness of space out there. This is Didcot Parkway and Junction, all that jazz, kind of the beginnings. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to visit dguk.tv for more of me and where you can find me. I stream every Friday from 1 p.m. at UK time unless stated otherwise. Guys, I'll see you in the next one.